Welcome back to the Caribou Data Science Show. It's just the evening of Tuesday, December 22nd, 2020, and I'm getting ready to run. Okay, here's my complaint with the New York Times. Although on the one hand, okay, let me back up. Before I run the report for New York, there's something I have to let you see, let you draw your own conclusion. Now, personally, this doesn't surprise me because we know that the New York Times is basically a fake news organization. They have no integrity, no professionalism whatsoever anymore. So this is on a GitHub repository for the New York Times data. Starting with the data for August 6th, we are switching to reporting deaths in New York State by county of residence instead of the county in which the death took place. Okay, so the question is how many numbers have you shaved off of New York City's numbers then? Since New York City is in New York County, how many numbers have you shaved off of New York? Then they go on, they seem to try to say, well, this is the way other states report them. I don't think that's the case. I think other states that recorded a death is recorded in the coroner's office in the where the death actually took place. It doesn't make any sense to record a death. Someone dies, someone from Ashtabula County dies in Franklin County. We send the death back to Ashtabula. That makes no sense whatsoever to me. Anyways, to me, so the result is this: deaths have been shaved off of New York City and New York County's numbers by sending them back to the county of residence. It's as simple as that. This was clearly done in order to give New York County more favorable numbers. It's just there is no other explanation for it. It's typical. This is typical New York Times crap, right? Playing with here's the thing that bothers me. This pandemic, we had an opportunity at this pandemic to have unprecedented data coverage on it. Unprecedented record. This pandemic is the opportunity of a century to collect an unprecedented amount of data on how pandemics spread. But now, because of the organization New York Times, which are playing with the data, it basically reduces the value of their data. It's as simple as that. So anyway, nonetheless, that's my rant for it. Let's get on with the report. Okay, so here we are pulling a couple of libraries. I've added this note up here. And so what you can see now, you can see New York State is now averaging 2,118 cases. Okay, this is a quick diversion here. The only thing that's being shifted is death, not cases. Okay, so what that means is the cases are rising, but the deaths are falling because of this. So therefore, we should see a decrease in the mortality rate in New York County, and in particular in New York City. I mean, you can't, if you're going to shift deaths, then you got to shift the cases associated with those deaths also. Okay? Remember, mortality rate is a ratio of deaths to cases. There's two ways and the way to shift that ratio. You can shift that ratio two ways. If cases increase and deaths remain flat, or cases remain relatively flat and deaths decrease, that will lower it. So by shifting these deaths, they are artificially lowering the mortality rate. Maybe not statewide, but certainly in New York County, which is the most populous county in New York, I'm sure. Okay? Okay. So currently, New York State is averaging 2,918 cases per day and 123 deaths. What's this over here then? Okay. We need to switch this also then. Okay, we're also going to pull out New York County's data also. So in New York County itself, where New York State is located, uh, there's 53 cases per day and only 2.3 deaths. Wow, that's amazing, isn't it? Let's see what mortality rate tells us here. Look at this. Now, of course, we got this massive spike here, which I don't understand. Uh, so how do we now, in my opinion, this number is basically worthless anymore. So I'm going to actually go to comment for the very reason I said before. So I'm actually going to remove this here because the mortality rate is meaningless because the deaths are meaningless. So you can see cases are continuing to climb up here in New York State. Let's take a look at deaths now. Well, deaths, despite your best efforts, your deaths are still climbing. Cases, deaths. You can see this is an interesting pattern. New York State has this huge, massive increase in cases, even on a weekly basis, and deaths are climbing on a weekly basis also. So, what about monthly cases? Cases are second highest. But wow, look at this. New York deaths are only under 5,000 for the month of December. Wow, it's amazing. Oh, I had some numbers up where I pulled out CA. So this is New York County, right? Okay. Let's just see. Let's just do a quick plot here. Let's just do this. No, no, no. Object County. Run this. So there's that. Oh, it's because we don't have county up here. Well, let's do this. Wow. So New York City is both a county and a. Okay. Now let's come back down here and run this report one more time for New York County, all right? Here's cases. All right. This is New York. Let's see what deaths look like in New York. Wow, look at this. This is amazing. Look at how New York County's deaths have fallen. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. I'm sorry. New York City's deaths are basically meaningless. The numbers are worthless. There's no way they could have under 125 deaths a day in a county the size of New York County. All right. Well, that concludes the report for New York County. Let's just run it from the top here. Unbelievable. Okay, that takes care of New York for tonight.